It's your daily dose of Donna. Happy Friday. It is a Friday that we need. Name a Friday that we don't need, but this Friday we need. Welcome to Daily Dose of Donna. It is Friday, September 26th. Welcome to the show. We have to hang out. I need your guys' help today because I am feeling a little sad. I'm having a little bit of a doom and gloom day. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to fix something with my internet really fast. So give me a second. All right. Hopefully that didn't mess anything up. I'm having a little bit of a doom and gloom day. I am like feeling down. It's a long story. Going through something, just having a little bit of a little personal issue. It will be fine. It's also very gloomy out here in LA. We woke up to rain and overcast weather, and I am very, very affected by the weather. I think I have SAD. Do you know what that means? Seasonal affective disorder. So I am a summer girl. I am a spring and summer girl. I don't like this fall, winter stuff, and this is worrying me. So you guys need to work hard today to get me in a good mood. And I know that my dosers you are fun people. So when I come here, I expect to laugh. Who's calling me? Uh-oh. 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 The kids' school is calling. That's always a good sign. Kids' school is calling. Gotta tell Lance. Today's gonna be a good day. I feel good about today. Really good. Jeez. And I'm live. Fun times, fun times. Okay, everything's going to be fine. We're going to be fine. All good. All good. All good. Hopefully they call Lance. Okay, so anyway, we are going to continue. You guys, the show must go on unless they call me again. If they call me again, Oh, okay. Hi. Read that first thing. Hold on, Lance is here. It's like hold on. This is great live content, you guys. This is mom life. It was just a teacher calling. She started out by saying, "Oh God, we're having chaos at this house right now. Can you help with that?" The call started by saying, "Hi, Donna, just calling to say nothing's wrong." So you know that's a good sign. All is good. I definitely need my phone back, though. He took my phone, and I have all my notes on my phone. So this is going to be fun. All is good. Shit. Lance, I need my phone. Okay, he's coming back. Hi, guys. Can we do a do-over? I need my phone for my notes. I know. You want to say hi? You want to just he's cleaning up puppy pee. Welcome to Daily Dose of Donna, y'all. This is my sweater from Vici Collection. Everyone. This is mom life. Okay, Lance is going to come back. Do you guys want... Lance, are you allowed to tell them where you're shooting today or no? Probably not. I bet everyone's going to go live on their stories. Yeah. So Lance shoots Dancing with the Stars. You guys know that. You know that he's a camera operator for Dancing with the Stars. So he's been shooting this entire season. And he has a late call time today because they're shooting on... Well, they're shooting somewhere else. I am not allowed to say? We're not allowed to say. No. You don't think everyone's going to go on their stories and show and talk about it?
Somebody shows up there and it gets weird. It's a thing.
But you don't think it's going to be... I bet people are going to be talking about it.
I mean, yeah, once they're already there. So, but I can't
You
break
can't?
my NDA. No, definitely not.
So how has it been on Dancing with the Stars so far?
It's great. It's my 9th season. I love it. It's my favorite show to work on. And yeah, it's been great. But I gotta go.
You have a call time soon.
I do. I gotta rock.
And
I'm cleaning up puppy pee.
Okay. Any chaos on Dancing with the Stars like the articles are saying?
No chaos.
It's been fine.
Silly.
Okay. All right. Bye, Lance.
Bye.
He tells me all the stuff behind the scenes, guys.
Hey.
I'm just joking. He doesn't. Yeah, you guys will see everything that he shoots later. But yeah, they're going to on location place. He has a long day on set. I did ask him about Corey Feldman. I was like, did he miss a lot of days? He's like, listen, I think he did miss a few days. He did miss a few days. But I do think that all these like articles about the behind the scenes of Dancing with the Stars that we're seeing on Daily Mail, etc. I think what they are, I think it's a lot of clickbait. I do. That's just my personal opinion. Molly Dare goes, it's silly. Lance Bowling discussing Dancing with the Stars. I'm putting that in my stories. Clickbait. All right, you guys, we've got to get into the show because we didn't even do our opening in 6 minutes in. I mean, if I can keep you guys after yesterday's trash story, then I hope I can keep you after today. Everyone, it's your daily dose of Donna. Let's do the sprinkler. Let's go. You know, mom life, parent life, it's not for the birds. And especially raising teens. I think I'm going to start a new show. It's going to be called, yesterday was Daily Dose of Trauma. Today's going to be Daily Dose of Parenting Trauma. I'm not going to give you guys more stories because you guys got enough of my personal life this morning. But let me just tell you, I'm losing sleep. I'm losing hair. I'm losing brain cells. I'm losing years off of my life. Rapture me up, baby. I need out. I need a break. I need a vacation. I need a vacation from my vacation. I need a vacation from my life. This is hard. When I was pregnant, you know, they tell you not to take Tylenol. Why don't they tell you, do you know that you're about to have a kid that's going to turn into a teen? You sure? You sure you want to do that? Man, he's not even 13. Woo! What do they do to those teens? Was I this bad? And when I say bad, hold your horses. They're not bad, but the attitude. I think the attitude triples through their devices. Something happens. I think screen time triples their attitude. Triples my attitude, I'll tell you that. And I was so excited. I love how you say, you know, it's funny. I'm not about to say teen boys are easier than teen girls. I don't think you've met my kids. I should say my kid, because I'm only dealing with it with one. One of them is like messy and doesn't listen a little bit. But the other one, it's like, whoo. I'm like, I already got bullied in high school. I didn't expect to get bullied as an adult in my own home. And then I wonder, do my neighbors think I am like running some sort of like crazy life here? Because sometimes things come out of my mouth that I'm like, I didn't know that tone had, I had that ability. I didn't know I had that in my voice box, you know? Wow. Woohoo. And then 5 seconds later, we're watching The Summer I Turned Pretty, laughing and eating popcorn. It is a roller coaster over here. It is a roller coaster. Okay? I feel like I'm living with Blake Lively. Let's move on. We do have a Blake Lively story, and I'm sorry about that. I really am. And by the way, speaking of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, I did ask Zach if he wants to go to the Ryan Reynolds show with me this morning. I said, on October 2nd, do you want to go with me to the Ryan Reynolds and Friends show with John Candy, a night with John Candy? And he said to me, uh, you take Molly to Dancing with the Stars and all I get is Ryan Reynolds and Friends. And then Molly said, we're on a group text together, the three of us. And then Molly said, Ryan Reynolds has friends. And I said, but I don't understand. I can try to get you a ticket to Dancing with the Stars down the line, but don't you think it would be good? We got to do it for the people, for the dosers, for the Zach Packers, for the content. And Zach goes, LOL. And then I thought to myself, yeah, it's kind of true. If we buy tickets to go to Ryan Reynolds' thing, it's kind of like we're supporting Ryan. It's almost like we're buying Blake Brown or Blake Beauty or Blake bullshit, you know? Is that something we really want to do? Is that something we really want to, you know, do we really want to support Ryan Reynolds? I'm not sure if we feel like doing that. I'm going to really have to think about this. Now, it turns out someone did get footage of Blake at Disneyland or Disney World. Remember, I told you yesterday that she was seen at Disney World. So while Ryan is doing his show and he's live and he's doing his vibe, his out in public, we do have one person out there that recognized Blake, and it ends with lawsuits on Instagram. She posted, I'm assuming it's a she. I actually don't know who runs the account. Posted while Ryan is living his best life. It says Ryan is living his best life, and this is a video of Ryan going up on stage and talking to all these people and getting so much claps. It's a little video of Blake pushing a stroller with her kids at Disney World. So Blake is momming it up and Ryan is on stage. Now, I also got another DM from someone saying, it's interesting that Ryan was getting all this press as saying he kicked off his tour in Philly with David Letterman because he actually kicked off his tour in Connecticut. And that was his first tour stop, which is only about 20 minutes away from where they live. And Blake was also not there. Just strange. Strange, you know? Okay, quick, let's get into a 5-seconder on Blake Lively and this case. Look, I'm going to be real frank with you guys, okay? My name is Donna, but I'm going to be frank for this one. I've had it about up to here with this case. This is the truth. I'm going to stick it out because I don't quit. I don't quit. I usually follow things through. And I know if we do get to trial, it will be interesting to cover. I am so over it. This is the truth. And you know, I've been in, I've been out, I've been over it, I've been frustrated, I've struggled. I am so over this case. But I've brought you along for the ride this much, and I feel like I have to kind of like give you random updates when they're big. This is not a massive update. This is a small little drop in the bucket update, but I will give you the updates when I find them necessary. It's legal jargon, so I'm not even going to pull it up for you guys. I'm just going to explain to you why I'm even covering it. Because Judge Liman is once again making calls that seem to be favoring Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's side and Stephanie Jones and anyone that is anti-Wayfair. And why this is frustrating is it does give me a little PTSD of Judge Bev Canoni. And as you guys know, in terms of trials, Karen Reed ranks supreme, right? That's like a Top Chef, not Top Chef. That's an Iron Chef throwback. Wasn't that the best show, Iron Chef? Like there's nothing like an Iron Chef moment. And so I always defer to the Karen Reed trial when I think about a judge that was very biased, lawyers that were phenomenal, but judges that were very biased, and the fact that we had evidence proving something, but a judge that was not seeing things clearly. And so for me, I saw things very much in one way, which was in the Karen Reed trial. Judge Bev very much sided with the Commonwealth. which was the Canton PD, Boston PD, all of those pieces of garbage, and hated Karen Reed, hated Alan Jackson, hated David Yannetti, and all of her defense attorneys. And no matter how much she pushed them down, no matter how much she ruled against them, no matter how much she, ruled objections and all of that, no matter what she said, no matter how much she didn't allow them to, use things in their judgments, and how many sidebars and how many times she didn't let them say FBI and how many things, how many, da, 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 she still won. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it doesn't come down to Liman on this one. So that is what I keep deferring to whenever these stupid things happen. It is frustrating. It is annoying. And I am beyond over it because it makes me lose faith in the entire case completely. This new frustration is around this Van Zandt, and I don't even want to get into the details because we have incredible law tubers and incredible people like my girl Lauren from Court of a Random Opinion and Elsie from FOFO and Associates who have done videos really like going through the legal documents and reading it word for word. I will not be doing that. So don't expect for me to sit here and read through pages and pages of legal jargon. It's not worth it. It's not important. The point is that Blake's, Kevin Fritz, who is Wayfarer's side, asked to get more information on who they were going to be deposing on Van Zandt, this kind of, as Lauren from Court of Random Opinion calls it, the broom closet business. This is this fake business that Blake Lively, created. We can all create a fake LLC, a fake corporation for any sort of business experience or for any sort of write-offs or expenses. And they use that to subpoena, that fake subpoena, to get all the text messages that really kicked off this entire CRD complaint. Then, but because of that, they will be subpoenaing someone on Tuesday. So they filed a motion to compel to get more information. And immediately, Judge Liman, real fast turnaround, like within hours, Judge Liman denied the motion to compel for his own reasons. And it's one of the fastest turnaround. And that's what's frustrating is it seems like if you just are looking at it from an outsider's perspective, it's like JB. I say JB because of when you're typing, it's like JB versus BL. Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer do not get shit. Do not win shit. Do not get anything. And it's almost like if you're dealing with two kids, if you're a mom and you have two kids, and it's like, why does one kid always get the candy? Why does one kid always get shotgun? Why does one kid always get the bigger piece of the bread? It's like, it's so frustrating to see the unfair treatment. That's how I look at it. But I'm not a lawyer. And I'm sure if you're an attorney, you're seeing this very differently. You're seeing this from a legal standpoint. But I've heard lawyers, for example, Omar from the Tilted Lawyer and other attorneys say, no, this is actually unfair in certain ways. And I'm sure certain things are fair. But from an outsider's perspective, I am so frustrated with it that I just want to throw the whole thing in the trash. And I'm sure it's frustrating for Justin. And maybe even for Blake's side, they're probably saying, what the hell? How are we getting away with this shit? Because I'm sure sometimes they're probably questioning how lucky they are as well. So something's going on there. Is it full 100% corrupt? Is he being bought? Is he being paid up? I don't know. I don't know the truth. I just feel like something's a little off. Don't you agree? And it's frustrating to watch. It's annoying to watch. It feels off. But we're still not at trial. I'm sick of Blake Lively winning. I'm sick of her getting her way, since ultimately what this comes down to is a SH lawsuit and a retaliation lawsuit, and we're not seeing evidence of either. And that's where I stand about that. I don't like when the bad people win with just because they keep being bad through bullying and through kind of peer pressure and pushing their way through. I want to see, at the end of the day, I want to see the good people win. I want to see it's like good versus evil. I want to see the good people win. That's how I feel. Anyway, Gwen says, I thought it was awful, but listen to the way that the lawyers explain. All a procedural mistake by Wayfarer. So that's what I was also saying, is I'm not a lawyer, and sometimes there are things that Wayfarer are doing wrong. Wayfarer's lawyers are doing wrong as well. And this is true as well. So Brian Friedman and his attorneys, that's Kevin Fritz, Ellen Garofalo, and all of their 15 attorneys there, are messing up. They're not perfect, and they're messing up. And I'm sure Blake Lively's team has messed up too, because all lawyers mess up. Not everyone's perfect. So there are issues there, and there's a reason that he denied it, and there was something that he denied it on the grounds of some sort of 40C or whatever it was called. So something did happen. Not actually Golden does a good explanation. It's like a 9-minute video. You can go and watch her. She's here on YouTube as well. We don't need to get into the legal jargon. I try covering it more from the pop culture side, but as a person watching it from like the outside, I'm a little annoyed by it. You guys too? It's like after 4 days of talking about Jimmy Kimmel, I wanted to pull my hair out. Imagine this. We're on September 26th. I've been talking about Blake Lively since December 22nd. I am done. I'm not really, but I am. I'm super annoyed. It was a failure to meet and confer in good faith. Okay, well, I have a failure to meet and confer with myself in good faith. You know what I mean? We want to know who is going to be deposed on the side of Van Zandt. I saw that Zach was saying, is it going to be Ryan Reynolds? I don't think it will be. I know that they have to get like an employee of Van Zandt, but there is absolutely no way it's going to be Ryan Reynolds, because Ryan Reynolds is going to be on tour. Remember, he's going to be on his John Candy tour, and it's going to be on Tuesday. And Tuesday, oh, he's actually free on Tuesday night. So, or Tuesday day. So it could be him. All right, we'll see. Fatigue is what Blake is aiming for, Billy says. Well, she's winning. As Charlie Sheen says, winning. Van Zandt has no employees, though. Well, then they'll be deposing a broom. Really, they'll be deposing mothballs. So what Dave Letterman looked like the other night. Oh, my God. So Suki is asking if I watched Special Forces last night. Here's the thing. It was on at 9 p.m. And I kind of feel like it would be a fun show to watch. Wrigley, do not mess with my light. I think it would be a fun thing to watch with my kids. Is it a fun show to watch with your family? Because I want to watch it with my kids, I think. And so I didn't, but I did hear who got kicked off, but I don't want to ruin it for you guys. All I know is that I created a little reel. Wait, I shouldn't watch it with my family? All I know is that I did create a reel because what's his name? Cody is such a sexist MFer, and truly he's the absolute worst. And I created a little reel of it because he said yesterday, oh my, I have to show you guys. You know my obsession with Sister Wives and Cody Brown. But he said yesterday that I'm going to find you guys the clip. He said about what he wants from a woman. And it's so Cody, honestly. Tell me if you guys feel the same way. Hold on. I'm sure your husbands feel this way, don't they?
How old are you? 57.
Okay, I'm going to say this at the risk of sounding sexist, but I think men want to be respected and women want to be loved. I don't care if you love me. I care if you respect me.
I don't care if you love me. I care if you respect me. Well, show me in the comments if you guys feel either of those things for Cody Brown. Now, Molly Dare, my producer on the show, literally, I don't know. I mean, you're ready to start producing the show, Molly, because you send me all the good clips. Sent me a preview for this week's Sister Wives. Do you think Cody Brown is so excited that he's on 2 reality shows at the exact same time? This is a preview, I guess, of, I haven't watched it yet, a sneak peek of this week's Sister Wives from TikTok. I'm so excited to watch this with you guys because I have not seen it either. Let's watch it. You know I'm excited for some good Sister Wives content coming this week.
Very special. But if it's not duplicatable, it could put us at risk. And there is something
you gotta
genuinely.
think about this.
Come on, there's something wonderful here, right here.
Well, yeah, there is.
Why would we put that at risk
Yeah, you're right.
for anything other than?
I guarantee, and that's the only reason.
No,
And
not
it's
the
not
guarantee.
possible.
Why would we put that at risk? Anything other than in my brain, there's something I want maybe more than you do.
What? What do you mean?
I don't want to talk about that subject, but I.
Oh, you're
just-
talking about sex?
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh,
My primary motivation, I'm afraid, at this state in my life,
yeah.
would be, just
Sex.
how good looking she is. I'm not kidding.
And that would be the very worst reason.
Well, I'd still want to be able
But
to
you
connect.
would. So you don't understand how you're coming across.
I know. I'm a guy, and I don't.
No.
I don't freaking
No.
care.
Okay,
Up
you're
here.
just kind of being a bit of a pig right now.
What? I just want to have sex, Robin, with a hot piece of ass. I just want to freaking put it into a smoking hot woman that's down to have a man that has 72 kids. Just want to fuck. Okay. Guys, we have to do an FMK. Okay? That's an FMK. That's a, you know what those things stand for. That's a stop, that's a marry, and that's an off. All right? Cody Brown, Ryan Reynolds, Jax Taylor. Go. Cody Brown, Ryan Reynolds, Jax Taylor. I have mine. I think I have mine. I think I have mine. That's a real hard one. That's got to be one of the hardest ones I've ever asked, right? Cody Brown, Ryan Reynolds, and Jax Taylor. F, Mary, and K. LCS says, K myself, and they can have each other. Carol Miner says, I'd become a nun, and I am Jewish. Texas Katarina says, off me or I'm going to jail. Molly Dare, convent. Okay, we finally have a real answer. Blair says F Jax. I'm sorry, and go to get yourself tested immediately, okay? Marry Ryan for the money. That's what I was thinking. And then off Cody. I kind of think I'm with you on that one. Sarah says, gross, I can't do it. I tried. Gwen, K Cody, F Jax, and Mary Ryan. I think that's kind of the only way. Just Josh, F Jax, K Cody, and Mary Ryan. I think this is the only one. Polly says, I'd stay single. Sorry, I don't need toxic guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. Mildly Mercurial says, is there an opinion? Fuck no. I think there's only one way, and that is to F Jax, to K Cody, and to Mary Ryan. Because Ryan won't be around anyway. Let's be real. Ryan won't be around anyway. He's going to be off with Hugh. So you're kind of going to just be single pushing your kids around Disney World. and hanging out with your sister. It's not a horrible life. Baking cupcakes. All right. Okay, so that is how I feel about that. We will be watching Special Forces. I'm going to force my kids into watching it. You know what? As a punishment for attitude, I'm going to force my kids into being on Special Forces. That's what I'm going to do. Whatever they make them do on Special Forces, I'm going to make them do it in my living room. You have to do 100 sit-ups. Go. 50 squats. Go. Why not? It'll be fun. Okay, how many people are going to report me for that? Is that like considered some sort of like child abuse or something? I consider it exercise. Let's go on with some other stories. I really could go like all out there today. I really could. There were some really interesting and wild stories, but you know, I'm trying to go one episode without like getting almost canceled. Just one this week. It'll be interesting. Really big story. Big story. Huge story. Diet Coke is bringing back Diet Coke Lime. And on more news, this is kind of an interesting one. You know, they say misogyny is real. And I like to not believe these stupid articles about misogyny, but this kind of shocked me. Did you guys see this? I posted it actually in my stories, and I thought this was kind of fascinating about the highest TV paid hosts of 2025. Let's look at it. I'm kind of concerned about how rich some of these paid hosts are and how so few of them are women. Like, what's up with this? All right. Tom Brady makes $37.5 million, and I have no idea what the hell he even hosts. Can we talk about that? Do you guys know what Tom Brady hosts? That is strange, right? I felt like that was a little bit odd. Guy Fieri? Can someone tell me what Guy Fieri hosts? Bobby Flay? What year? This is 2025. Where are they? What is happening? Gordon Ramsay? No, they are all tied. Guy Fieri, Bobby Flay, and Gordon Ramsay are all tied for 33. Is the Food Network is this drugs? Does the Food Network cosplay for drugs? I don't understand. I don't understand how the Food Network is such a source of money. Diners, drive-ins, and dives. I know what these shows are. I used to watch them obsessively. I used to literally obsess over diners, drive-ins, and dives. But how is it making so much money? I just don't get it. John Oliver is at number 5, and he shares it with Judge Judy. That is an interesting one. I love Judge Judy. I think Judge Judy deserves number 5. Do you know how much money Judge Judy brings in? I think this is really fascinating, right? Ryan Seacrest is down at number 7, which is pretty interesting. I forgot Ryan Seacrest was alive. And I'm saying this not to be rude, not to be strange, but honestly, Ryan Seacrest was the person that was in your face everywhere you went. There was a few years ago where I thought there was 6 Ryan Seacrest. I thought he was cloned because I could not see enough Ryan. He was everywhere. Ryan Seacrest, he did New Year's Eve, and then he did the Rose, the parade. And then that afternoon he was on Kiss FM. And then the next morning he was on Regis and Kelly. He was everywhere. He's still on Kiss FM. Okay, Patricia, who listens to Kiss FM? Ryan's Roses? Who? I mean, 2 people listen to Kiss FM, right? Like, do people actually listen to terrestrial radio? Is that like a thing? I don't understand. Wild. Michael Strahan is at number 8 with $26 million. Is Michael Strahan only doing Good Morning America as like an ensemble, or does he do something else? Because why is he making way more money than any of the other Good Morning America co-hosts? Oh, Ryan Seacrest is also on Wheel of Fortune. I forgot about that. See, Ryan Seacrest just went from like top of the line. Is he also on American Idol too? It's just wild to me how much money they make. We got Sean Hannity at number 9. Is Sean Hannity still on a TV show or does he have his own show? Rachel Maddow at $25 million at number 9 also. And then we have Robin Roberts. Now we've got some women coming on in. Robin Roberts at 25 also. Rachel Maddow and Robin Roberts are at 25. Wait, did Robin Roberts just quit or was that Hoda? Robin Roberts still works, correct? Savannah Guthrie is at 24 and she's on the Today Show. I'm shocked by this. Kelly Ripa is 22. I thought for sure Kelly Ripa was going to be more than that. She's been on that show 46 years. Crazy. We've got Charles Barkley at 21, Stephen A. Smith, 20. I actually know who Stephen A. Smith is. I know who all these people are. But Stephen A. Smith to me is like his name pops up everywhere. He shows up everywhere, right? Don't you guys think? Maybe he just goes viral a lot for his opinions. Pat McAfee, is he also McAfee? Am I saying it right? He's also like a sports guy. All these sports guys, they become these commentators. They're making so much money. It's wild. Who's 46 years and still no talent? Which one? Steven or Charles? Or Kelly Ripa? Which one are you talking about, Micah? Troy Aikman? I mean, are these people saying interesting things? Oh, McAfee. Tony Romo. Now, I just know Tony Romo as being Jessica Simpson's ex-boyfriend. Do these people honestly have anything interesting to say? Let's BFFR. Okay? BFFR. You know what that stands for, right? Not best friends forever. It's be fucking for real. Or be for fucking real. Do any of these people have anything interesting to say? And then, I said Kelly had been doing the show for 46 years. And then I was like, wait, what do you mean 46 years? Yeah, sorry, Micah. I say things and then I forget that I say it a second later. You know that, right? Then we have Anderson Cooper, CNN. So CNN clearly doesn't pay nearly as much as MSNBC. Isn't that wild that Rachel Maddow on MSNBC is making $25 million and Anderson Cooper, who in my opinion has been around a lot longer, am I crazy, than Rachel Maddow, is making $18 million? Why is she making so much more money than him? I mean, no offense, because she's a girl, but like, why is she $7 million more? And then Steve Harvey, random Family Feud at 17 million. Okay. What? So my question for you is, who do you think is missing from this list? Who do you guys think is missing from this list? I would put, someone asked, is Joe Rogan on this list? So none of these people, from what I'm seeing, none of them are independent. None of them have their own independent talk shows, podcasts, YouTube shows. Like, there's none of the, big, you don't have like the Joe Rogans, the Megyn Kellys, the Tucker Carlsons, Candace Owens, the big independent type people. You don't see any of those. These are just people that are hired by networks, by cable, by broadcasts, etc. But I'm surprised. I am kind of surprised. Like, where's my boy George Stephanopoulos? Mark Consuelos is not on here. Interesting. Gayle King is not on here. Gayle King gets paid in Oprah bucks. Maybe. Oprah bucks. Jenna Bush Hager's not on here. Elsie, by the way, our girl Elsie at Fafo and Associates texted me the other day and she goes, Donna, I just found out that Billy Bush is related to President Bush. I said, yeah, they're like distant cousins or second cousins or something. Then the other day she goes, OMG, are you telling me that Jenna Bush Hager is related to President Bush too? I said, excuse me? Excuse me, Elsie. You've got to be joking, right? Jenna Bush Hager is President George W. Bush's, right? Isn't it W. Bush? I said, it's his daughter. She goes, no. You can't be serious. Elsie. Can you imagine if Donna Bowling, I love how Molly goes, Donna Bowling isn't on there. What if Donna Bowling was on here and it was like 12,000? Just on the bottom. 12,000 if people don't unsubscribe on YouTube. Good times. All right, let's move on to another story where you guys will find something funny and wrong about it. This will be an interesting story, and this has to do with Blake Lively's ex-boyfriend. So are you guys ready for Blake Lively to be triggered? I really hope she's watching my show today. I really do hope for her to watch my show. Okay. This is a real headline. Penn Badgley candidly reveals the truth about filming his the show You, sex scenes. Okay. And the actual headline of the article, this is not a joke. He posted it on his own Instagram, says, I look in the camera and I hump my ass off. And Penn Badgley is hot as fuck. All right. He's hot. So we're going to talk about Penn Badgley looking into the camera and humping his ass off. That's for you, Blake. That was once your boyfriend. And instead, you've got Ryan Reynolds. My bad. Let's talk about it, yeah? Here is Penn Badgley on his Instagram. Penn Badgley really did turn out smoking hot, didn't he? He posted it himself. He goes, this better not be clickbait. No, really, swipe for excerpts from my essay of my writing, from my book with my pod crushed co-hosts. My pod crushed co-host. Thank you to Vulture for showing us love. Gallery Books, Simon and Schuster for publishing, of course. Blank. He talked about these two other girls who wrote the intro for the article, and it goes hard, he said. So basically, I guess he wrote a book. And he said, I look in the camera and I hump my ass off. And the little article, the parts of the article that he wrote are, okay. Should I give you a little bit of a reading of this? All right, are you ready? This will be fun. Everyone, should we turn down the lights? Mid-pandemic, early 2021, I'm filming the third season of my very popular, very beloved, very, very great Netflix series, You, in which there are quite a few intimacy scenes, as we call them in the biz, simulated sex or anything sexual, say masturbation. My show has plenty of both for reference. We're shooting a fantasy sequence, and as a stylistic choice, one that makes a lot of sense, the director has chosen to place the camera directly in front of my face. My character is meant to be humping on his wife, with whom he has become not only bored, but also contemptuous. So he is imagining he's having sex with a librarian he's been flirting with, and whom he will later attempt to kill. If you haven't seen the show, believe it or not, that actually isn't a spoiler because he does this every single time. And if you haven't recognized that by the third season, I'm sorry for your loss. What this means for me, practically speaking, is that the director wants a close-up of my face as my character Joe is deep in dissociative reverie mid-coitus. The camera, a very large apparatus weighing just about 700 pounds, lovely coincidence, does not allow space for itself and my scene partner. If anything or anyone has to go, it won't be the camera. It will be my scene partner who sits this one out. This means that rather than simulating sex with her and looking at her while the camera watches us together, I'm going to have to simulate sex by myself, effectively humping on the air, on a fake bed in a fake room surrounded by a film crew. Oh, and I'll be in the same nude thong I've been wearing all morning as we complete the scene, of course. Because this is not my first rodeo. I've realized all of this before the director explains anything to me. I can see that it's what the shot requires, and it's a good shot. That's fine and clear. So the director, a thoughtful and talented woman named Silver Tree, approaches me before she says anything to the camera department about what the shot will need. I appreciate her deference to me here. I'm in a robe, nude thong underneath, and flip-flops like everyone else on a soundstage. Silver is fully dressed in sweater, jeans, and boots with an N95 mask on, whereas one can see nearly all of me when I disrobe for the scene. All I can see of Silver is her eyes, but that's all I need. I can detect a sweetly nervous smile underneath her mask and just a hint of utterly professional mischief. I know what she wants, and she knows I know, and she knows that I already agree it's what the scene needs. So she shuffles up to me, almost doing a two-step as she says, "Penn." I cut her off gently. "You're putting the camera in my face." She nods. "Yep." "Victoria can't be there." "Nope," she says, and clasps her hands behind her back diplomatically. I chuckle, adjusting the waistband of my robe. "So I'm going to be..." She chuckles too. It is her ellipsis, which hangs in the air, that surprises me, though. I pause. Silver's eyes shine, and I realize, you want me to look in camera, don't you? Oh my God, you guys. And there's more to the story. I can't wait. I love this whole article. He goes on, and he continues to talk about it. Obviously, we're not going to be able to read the rest of it because he doesn't have it. He's going to talk about in the books, but he talks about the fact that he basically has to simulate having the sexual scene with a camera because there's no space for the girl in the scene. And if you watch the show, it is definitely an R-rated show completely. I am very, very excited to read it. And I love Penn Badgley. I love that this came out 2 days after. This article came out 2 days after the Gossip Girl throwback that he still hasn't mentioned anything about. He still hasn't posted anything about. He hasn't shown any mention about it, but he's like, anyway, back to my current life and not living in the past life. Let's just continue to talk about everything that we are currently doing in our lives. But you guys, this is the truth. When you are on a set and you are simulating sex, I love how I'm spelling it out now as if I didn't just say sex a million times. It's awkward, it's weird, it's strange, but it's called show business. And this is what we sign up for as actors. I say we, not me. I'm not one. But this is what you sign up for as actors. And he was wearing a nude thong. A man was wearing a nude thong on a set around fully clothed people, and he's making light of it because he signed up for it as an actor. It was in the script. This is what you do. And so honestly, this is the way that this industry works. So take note of it, Blake. Not everything is harassment. Just saying. All right. Let's move on. Let's do one more story, huh? What can I do that could leave us? Oh, let's talk about this sweet James Van Der Beek post. The only reason I bring this up is because you guys were so touched, I thought, the other day when I talked about James Van Der Beek and that sweet, sweet post or that sweet reunion, the Dawson's Creek reunion. I got so many DMs from you guys and so many comments saying how emotional you were and how much you guys cried over that sweet moment of his daughter singing. Well, he posted last night. He said that, obviously he's not looking very good right now. He's looking pretty sick. And he posted on his Instagram saying that he is so proud of his daughter. He said it's her birthday, and the girl in the red dress that sang in the reunion or in that moment, I'll play it for you guys again, just in case you weren't here on Monday when I played it. I think it was Monday when I played it. It made so many of you guys so emotional. Let me play it again for you guys.
So open up your morning light, say a little prayer for us. Let it be out to stay alive and see the peace in every eye.
So he writes on his post, my oldest, the girl in the red dress, turned 15 today. Same age that Dawson was in the pilot. To watch you stand there in that red dress so confidently taking center stage amidst all those people I've known for so long and cherished so deeply, I'm just left in awe. I've always joked that you came out parent-proof. But this last year, as I've watched you accelerate into so many big decisions, jump into so many activities, budget your time, do your homework and your hair, which from my point of view seems to require roughly the same amount of time and focus, the less I think the parent-proof thing is a joke. Of course, no one is perfect. A few weeks again, when you invited me to your first high school football game and informed me on the way how you screwed up just about every aspect of my ticket and you felt me getting annoyed, you did something remarkable. Something I'd like to think you learned from me, but recognize that might be wishful thinking. You immediately took responsibility. Told me it was your first time doing all of it, apologized succinctly, then did what you could do to fix it. I was more proud of how you handled the mess up than if you'd done it all perfectly from the start. Keep taking big swings, kiddo. Risk imperfection. Keep dreaming big, and most importantly, be true to who you are. Because while only you will know exactly who your most authentic self will be, as someone who's known you your whole life, I can guarantee you're going to love her. Happy birthday, kiddo. I love you. And I can't help but think when I hear this and when I see these kinds of posts as he's like very, very ill and knock on wood, healing hopefully from this awful, awful cancer that he's going through and very, very sick. I just hope and pray that he's doing okay. But I think to myself, as someone that doesn't have a present father in her life and never had a good father growing up, how lucky she is to have a good father and how lucky she is to have a father that like sends her those kinds of messages and notes and puts them out there publicly so that she will always be able to go back and read that he wrote that for her. Like that's like a priceless thing as a woman, as a young girl, to have those kinds of messages from your dad. It's like something I wish more than anything I had in my life. It's really cool. I'm so like, if there's one thing I'm jealous of in my entire life, if I can be vulnerable for a moment, if there's one thing, I'm not jealous of money. I'm not jealous of like things, homes, cars. I am literally jealous of, I wish I had like a good dad growing up. That's like the one thing I wish I had. I always, always really, really wished that I had like a good supportive dad growing up. I think that would have changed my life so much and like changed who I was. I think that's like the one thing that I always, and I think that you make it out to be who you are no matter what, and you kind of like find your way through. And I'm so grateful for my mom and my stepdad because they think they did such a good job. But it would have been so nice to have like a really good dad that I could trust. I always hear stories about like these girls that could just like go to dad. I was always like, what does that feel like? Just so cool. Anyway, I hope you guys have a really good rest of your Friday. Speaking of, this is a little like last minute ad for the rest of the show. But did you guys see Tim Allen's tweet yesterday? So Erica Kirk on the Charlie Kirk's memorial, Jimmy Kimmel brought this up. So even if you didn't watch the memorial, Jimmy Kimmel had brought up Erica Kirk's forgiving the murderer of her own husband. And Jimmy Kimmel even brought it up, how that was like such an important thing. Tim Allen, who obviously from Home Improvement, yesterday tweets, did you guys see this? Speaking of fathers, number one, I had no idea that Tim Allen's dad was murdered. Did you? I want to look into this story. I literally had no idea. Yesterday, Tim Allen posts on Twitter. I'm going to share with you guys the page 6 article that talks about it. This like gave me such chills when I read this tweet. He says, it says, Tim Allen, inspired by Charlie Kirk's widow, forgives his own father's killer after 60 years. Okay, like I said, had no idea anything about Tim Allen's history and about his father. So now I'm curious about the story. It says in his tweet, I wonder if there's a picture of it. Here we go. When Erica spoke the words on the man who killed her husband, that man, that young man, I forgive him. That moment deeply affected me. I have struggled for over 60 years to forgive the man who killed my dad. I will say those words now as I type. I forgive the man who killed my father. Peace be with you all. I could cry. Like, I got emotional when Molly sent it to me yesterday, and I sent it to Lance, and like, he got emotional. How can you not get emotional when you see that? 60 years. He's been holding on to that. And this was the moment that made him say, I can forgive you. He was killed by a drunk driver when he was 10 or 11. Wow. That's powerful, you guys. That's a huge moment. All right, you guys. I didn't mean to get emotional. I think I'm just in my feels today. It's a tough day for me. I adore you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for holding me. And I meant to laugh more, but you have ups and downs. But I adore you guys, and thank you for spending your hour with me. And let's hope that next week is a little lighter, although it's Yom Kippur, which is a tough one. But I adore you. Thank you. And thank you for subscribing and sticking around. I love you. Have a great Friday. Shabbat Shalom. Bye.